What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Touch Ninja, and how do you guys like that for dropping into event and an intro screen? Entered the prison of elders like a G right there, and this thing definitely scared the shit out of me when that door first opened. I thought it was either a servitor in a box or some sort of X-Men Sentinel eye about to blast us. I kind of wish I was able to record my live commentary as things happened during this whole scene, but based on the setup I was unable to, so you're just gonna have to take my word on it and the stains that are left on my underwear that I have yet to wash from the event that I was pretty scared when that thing opened up. Anyway, so like I said, this is some gameplay from Prison of Elders. I'm playing with Prodigy from Enrage Gaming and Nkooch. He runs a competitive Destiny channel on the YouTube. I think he just started his channel last year in September, but he's actually grown really fast. And we are a pretty strong team. Each one of us has a Fatebringer, a Black Hammer, and a Gjallarhorn, which really helps out in this event. I was watching the live stream that Bungie had a little bit earlier today, and I think what they were struggling so much was mainly because they weren't using Gjallarhorns, and I don't think they actually cleared the event on stream. But anyways, we do clear it. I actually edited this video down for you guys. The original video length was 54 minutes, and I think with editing out all the darkness and all the fails, we brought it down to around 25. I'm not 100% sure if I can commentate for 25 minutes straight, mainly because I think that I'm going to run out of things to talk to, but we will cross that boat when we get there. Anyway, so what the Prison of Elders is, it's kind of a replacement for the lack of a raid. It's another PvE event, and you guys probably already know this. There is no raid that's going to be coming out in the House of Wolves DLC. I actually got a chance to talk to one of the developers of the game. I kind of wanted to pick his brain a little bit and ask him. I basically asked him directly why there wasn't a raid in House of Wolves, and he was very honest and blunt with me in saying that it's really difficult to design a 6-man activity that flows well. So I think that the raid just wasn't ready yet, and they were still coming up with it, which is fine. Prison of Elders in general was a very fun thing to play. So you start off in that central room that we showed off at the very beginning, and then there are 4 different branching rooms. Each room has its own little theme and own race that you have to face. So in this case, we're facing the Hive in this first one, and each room has its own specific modifier. Here I thought that I wasn't sniping that much, and shotguns got a huge boost in PvE a little bit earlier this year, so I decided to switch over to my Felwinter's Lie. Definitely one of the more powerful shotguns in Destiny, if not the most powerful shotgun in Destiny at the moment. So we cleared the first one pretty easily. Once again, we're actually playing on the level 34 modifier. So there's a level 32, a level 34, and a level 35. So the max level in House of Wolves that you can reach is 34. So at level 35, you will be taking more damage, and as well, you will be dishing out less damage. So that's something that you kind of have to work around and kind of worry about. But I don't know if that's going to be the biggest of deals. We actually tried the level 35 challenge a little bit later in the day. We didn't clear it just because we just simply ran out of time. It's kind of basically doing the hard mode for Crota if you're 1 level under. So, well, you're always 1 level under when you're doing hard mode of Crota. So it just generally makes things a lot harder. But I feel like if we could have had a little bit more time, we possibly could have punched out the level 35 challenge, just because we all had maxed out weapons, and I don't think there is going to be a more powerful weapon in this game other than the Gjallarhorn ever released. So we're in pretty good shape in terms of gear. So each room has its own modifier, kind of like the modifiers you would see in the Nightfall, such as elemental bonuses, and as well as juggler and light switch and all of those kind of things. Those are randomized based on the room. And as well, they've added a couple new ones, so you probably saw some of them a little bit earlier. One of them was that your abilities charge a lot slower. There are other ones such as primary weapons doing a lot more damage, and as well as your standard burns. And there's actually some different ones coming up later in the video where you actually do not regenerate health. And it's kind of like how in Crota's End, where you can't regenerate health, but in this case you can't even regenerate health off orbs or using weapons such as the Red Death or the Urrox regime. The only way that you can regenerate health is by dying and then having one of your teammates revive you, or if you are part of the Warlock Master Race like I am in this video, you can just use Radiance. But to counteract the fact that you can't regenerate health, you do get a lot more shield. But I can only imagine, even at like level 35, that it's going to be absolutely crazy. And each room has its own objective as well. It's not the simple just horde mode, clear each thing. So there are these little mine areas that you kind of have to stand there and defuse while things are pummeling you to oblivion and raining death upon you. There's destroying those type of little things that are floating in the air, and as well there are also mines scattered throughout the entire map and arena, which will blow up. It kind of like shoots like a sphere of Spider-Man goop at you, and that was a fail revive right there. So it kind of shoots, yeah, you probably see it right there. It's like a Spider-Man goop that just completely immobilizes you for a couple seconds. Oh, there's also another modifier where you, like, if you jump, you do more damage in the air, but as well, you'll take more damage in the air. So it's kind of something that you have to worry about. Here, I thought that I failed there because of the slow revive, so I just switched out to the Light Beyond the Nemesis, which allows you to revive your teammates a bit faster. What I would recommend is, if you're playing this, that before you clear a wave and objective, just leave like one objective or one enemy left over, and just wait to be able to get up all your allies up first. So yeah. In terms of what characters I thought was very, very useful, I think that the hunters are geared more towards PvP, so that's Crucible or Iron Banner. In terms of PvE events such as raids, usually they're really good for PvE because they can go invisible. But in general, in this whole Prison of Elders thing, I think that especially when you get into later stage, you'll see a little bit later, their lack of hover or jump ability really hinders them. What's really useful is if you die, obviously you can Radiance if you're a Warlock, and the Titan bubble that allows you to give you a barrier of either extra shield if you pass through it, or gives you a little bit more resistance if you're inside the bubble, is extremely useful in this event. It's just because if for some reason an objective is placed in a very, very unfortunate position, you can just pop a bubble right there in order to just get there, and you can stand there, you can survive there. Probably, like I said, you probably want to play on the Defender class. If you're a Titan, the Strike class gives you that little punch of extra DPS, but in the overall scheme of things, probably not the greatest of things. And which is why I think that the Hunter kind of struggles, because in these type of events, you usually do not want to arc blade enemies up close to you, especially if light switch is on. And being able to golden gun, getting 3 shots with your golden gun isn't, I don't know, it's not the most important thing in my opinion, especially if you just make a rain with Galahorn rockets and Wolf Pack rounds. And like I said, this video is edited down, which is why we kind of just like appeared out of the air right there. And this is a new one. This is the one I was talking about earlier. This is where your shield would not regenerate no matter what you do, but you have a little bit extra shield. But yeah, it keeps the entire thing very, very stressful. So we're about to enter our next room right here, and it's going to be the second time that we end up facing the Cabal. And unfortunately, because of that, another race was left out. We did not face the Vex at all. Their room is kind of themed with a very bluish tint, as you'd expect from Vex, blue and purple. And I think that's mainly because the Prison of Elders event is based on an RNG system. So who you face, what type of room modifiers you're going to have is going to be different, and on a week by week basis it's going to be pretty much up in the air. So no one's experience in the Prison of Elders is going to be exactly the same every single week, which is a good thing. Nice to change it up all once in a while. And at the end of this, it all culminates in a boss fight against pretty much a gigantic bullet sponge. He's basically kind of just like a pseudo wannabe Crota, if I remember correctly. And that's not, and I think that I'm 100% sure that Bungie was kind of, they held some stuff back and didn't show us everything, because I can only imagine there are probably going to be some other bosses that you're going to be facing in the very last room. But this boss had like a crazy ability where he could like summon fire, and kind of like that game when you play as a little kid where the ground is lava, but in digital real life this time you have to like stay up in the air a bunch of for like 10 seconds, which you don't die instantly. I got stuck in like the jizz ball right here. And this is where the shotgun like really shines. If you can get into a spot where guys are coming out, you can pretty much go ham. Anyway, so yeah, he like summons fire from the ground, and every time you touch it you take a shit ton of damage. But so long as, and at the same time you could also be getting shot at by the enemies in the arena who magically are immune to the fire ground. And yet, so basically you have to like do touches on the ground, which is why I said earlier I think that the hunters are going to struggle a tiny bit, just because they do not have any sort of hover or glide that is afforded to the titans or the warlocks. But they may be useful in the fact that they can go invisible, and maybe if you need that clutch revive, which I think that's the only thing that invisible will be good for in this event. If you need that clutch revive, then having a hunter that can go invisible would be very, very useful. Anyway, so there's this thing right here, this cannon. This, I think they call it a scorch cannon. It's temporary, so it basically just gives you a rocket launcher that you can rapidly fire very, very quickly for about, I think, 30 seconds or so. But in my opinion, it's still no Gjallarhorn, but I don't think many things are. There are not many things in this life that are better than a Gjallarhorn. So yeah. Also, you're probably wondering, what is the carrot at the end of all this? What exactly do you receive after completing a successful clear of the Prison of Elders? What is the incentive to play it? And unfortunately, I cannot tell you that because it is barred by heavy embargo. You cannot, no one online and no one who went to the event is allowed to say exactly what is at the very end of the Prison of Elders. Basically, if I tell you, I am open to get sued by Activision and Bungie, and in terms of they have much deeper pockets than I do, so they'll get all the fancy lawyers and the $10,000 suits, and basically I'd probably go to jail if I told you that anything in the future of exactly what the reward system is like for the Prison of Elders. But I must say that it's I guess I can say it's definitely worth it. By the very end of it, it is a very, very rewarding experience, and I'm just gonna shut up about that just in case something else slips out and gets posted on the internet. So if you guys see any footage of exactly what you get at the very end of all this, that person is going to be in very, very deep doo-doo if they can trace it back to him. So yeah, anyways, we're going to head into the next, I think this is going to be the second last room. This guy's like cock blocking it right now, and fortunately for us, there is arc burn. I switched over to my arc weapons here, so Fatebringer, which is always good, and I think I am using the Found Verdict shotgun, which is a fully automatic shotgun that you get from the Volta class, and then I had a rocket launcher with arc damage and tracking. Anytime you get like a rocket launcher in this game with tracking, it's just so much better in terms of PvE. It just makes your life a lot easier, and this is where I learned that you can actually this is the demonstration of we failed a couple times in this room, so we're running around just trying to clear out all the mines so we don't get Spider-Man gunked and get a little bit slowed down in the process. But I think that is going to be it for me. I can't really stretch out what I can talk about for a 24-minute video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, and if I can answer them, I will do the best as I can in the comment box below. And I do have a couple more videos of the event that I went to left over. I have the new strike, and as well I have an interview with the community manager at Bungie. His name is Deej. You guys probably know him if you follow the game at all. So a couple more videos to come. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully you guys, March 19th just can't come any faster for me. I love this game so much, but I'm just, after my third Galahorn, I'm just running out of things to do. So it's like almost perfect timing that I was able to find the Galahorn so late. Once this DLC drops, it just gives me, it'll just give me some more stuff to do, and it'll probably make some girlfriends cry in the process, but that's okay. It's all right. Anyways, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and drop the video a quick rating or like if you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you guys next time. All right, as always, have a fantastic day.
Success, Guardian. Success. More enemies have been unleashed. Dismantle mines, yes. Or die. Success, Guardian. Success. Victory well earned. Return to Urrox, Guardian. Final round awaits. Urrox, the Flame Prince, scion of Urrox. enemies die. You live. Well done.